So, welcome everybody. We're going to play some new matchup with the new Master of Magic. Hi there, Steel. You're very early today. And yeah, I got some plans. We're going to go for a life magic based build. So, I'm playing with a custom wizard this time because those prefab wizards, they're all fine and dandy, but I personally prefer to go for something handmade. Alright, so we're going to pack up a lot of life spellbooks. Let's see, is there anything I really want to? Conjurer is really cool. Makes summonings much cheaper. Charismatic? Nah, charismatic always sucked. So, Archmage improves the casting power, but that's not so much of a big deal for life mages. Artificer would make me much better at creating magical items. That's pretty cool. But we're going to go for summons, why not? Alright, so I get all the spells here except for Just Cause. That's okay. I don't want Just Cause in the first place. So, True Cause, True Sight, Planar Treble, Resurrection, Dispel Evil, Planar Seal. Unicorns are pretty good if we don't find anything better. Heavenly Light, plus for life creatures, nah. That's pretty sick. Prayer is pretty strong. But I want them unicorns, man. Unicorns are sick. And like I announced, we're going to play the Insect Boys. So KLACKONs, they're pretty industrious, so let's see. Let's see how that'll play out. After seeing that this game got some seriously mixed reviews in the first reception, I want to dive in a little bit deeper this time. My first impression was a very positive one after I've come behind the first jank. So, well, let's see how that'll play out. One thing that I want to know now is settlers. So, settlers are still not able to fight, right? Right. They don't have any combat abilities that I've overlooked here anywhere. No. Well, Steel, I just want to know whether or not that criticism is valid. Because a lot of people that I saw criticizing the new version here were, well, I don't know. Might sound a little bit condescending, but I feel like a lot of people were just disappointed because they didn't love an old game as much as they expected themselves to love an old game, and then it must be the devs to blame, right? The only thing where I personally see an objective criticism totally valid is the pricing. Seriously, 40 bucks for a remake of an oldie? That's where I think they struck a really wrong turn. Honestly. So, let's see. So this is a Hello World spell, but it increases Fame by 10 and Unrest. So, construction queues are completed. There we go. And I mean, generally said, a couple of these criticisms I totally agreed with. A couple of these things that I heard sounded like, boo-hoo, my old candy's not tasting like I expected it to be. Yeah, that's because you're a grown-up now, and no longer a kid. Sorry to break it to some people. Yeah, Steel, that's a good comparison. That's a good comparison. I mean, to be totally fair, those devs, they have to live off of something as well, you know? They can't make their, they can't pay their people for free, you know? So, sometimes I feel like we're, gamers are just a very demanding bunch at times. I like, for example, the change that you get for first magical spirit for free. That's a pretty cool change that really does allow me to spend my first mana a lot more flexible. And I get a second scout that I can use now to find where I want to dump my first settlers at. So, what the hell? There's some monster lairs everywhere. Damn. So, oh look, there's they offer the first sites that can be used. Oh yeah, 20,000 people. That's actually already a pretty good number. So, got me some swordsmen to defend my main city. Hellhounds. Yeah, well, we're not going to make that. Fairies. Well, there is a chance of us winning against the fairies. But I would need to use magic, because fairies are ranged attackers. And the Guardian Spirit is pretty crappy. But, yeah, well, right now not worth it, I think. So we're on negative food right now, because we have trained an extra unit. Sucks, but I think it was a necessary evil. So I'm going to set on up a library next, and we're going to dish out another farmer. I don't like the feeling that my main city is undefended. So, ghouls from the fallen temples, because every one of these nodes can occasionally spit out monsters. You know, they just do that sometimes. They get a burpsy, and then a monster comes out. Yeah, we will settle down here. This is very close to my starting city, and it'll put some relief on my tab here. Because we won't have to pay the settlers anymore then. So there's just a handful of sprites next door. That's pretty annoying. Because honestly, sprites are among the most the worst neutrals to face early on. So Tariash, yeah, we're not on negative money anymore. That's a good start. We can also employ another worker without being in negative food anymore. When you're in negative food, the game will disband randomly one of your units. You don't want that to happen. You just don't. So we're going to use the magic spirit now to scout around a bit. So, Mithril. Damn, we found Mithril. Ladies and gentlemen, we need settlers. So, the KLACKONs, by the way, their specialty is that they... Wait a sec. Weren't they more productive than other people? I always thought that KLACKONs had a higher productivity back then. Well, they have more resistance and more defense. That's pretty powerful. Their land units are more costly, though. But whatever. Their biggest downside is that they cannot build sages guilds, shipyards, or temples. The shipyards are the smallest problem. The sages guild and the temple are a pretty big problem. The sages guild produces research points, and the temple produces mana. So all in all, they are a very mundane species, not too much connected to mana. But with those with that high resistance, they are really good at shrugging off attacks quite early. Ugh, Great Worm. That's one baddie, I tells ya. So these guys, they can teleport around if I remember correctly. Yeah, merging allows a unit to move anywhere on the combat map for a cost of 1 movement point. I hate those suckers. They're just meandering one-shots. They just go on close to somebody and they're dead. I hate those guys. You cannot even beat them well with heroes later on, because they just one-shot heroes. Really annoying. Even when you're at the spot where you can't just steamroll the game, those Great Worms are still super annoying to deal with. Aw, fire elemental, huh? Well... I hate fighting with the Guardian Spirit, so I won't. The thing is, The resource rewards from these encounters are not that tremendously high, and later, once I have my first hero, the hero will gain extra experience for every den he's clearing out. So basically, if I would be clearing them out now, I would get a short-term reward in form of those treasures, for the cost of a cheap way of expanding the power of my heroes early on. I don't know. I don't feel like this is a good deal, so I'm waiting it out. All right, Tariash still needs to bump up in population there. And my capital just churned out its library. Wonderful. So what next? I want that shrine and I want the marketplace. That's the basics. I'm employing another worker here because I don't have any interest right now in employing more armies. I'm basically just waiting for a hero to show up while I'm casually exploring the world with my guardian spirit. Ooh, boy. That place is full. Okay. So let's see what we'll find here. There's another nature magic node around the corner. Unicorns and an angel. Oof, scary. Okay, well, let's cycle back home slowly. Chimeras. Ugh. Okay, that's quite a brutal starting area up there, so there's quite a lot of baddies up there. So that shrine's getting done quite fast. And here, well, there's nothing to do in that city for now. Okay. More sprites. But like I said, I don't want to deny my heroes from these XP there. Earth Elemental. Ooh, that's a scary encounter. Unless you have enough ranged attackers, but... Kudo, that shrine's going to be completed soon. More fairies. I'm opening I'm opening up what's visible there to find out for later what we can't see there. Oh, there's a city. Let's check out what they did there. Something what I wish to be changed is that we get a proper pop-up for cities that are out of queue. I would consider that very, very valuable. Look at that! There's a KLACKON town! Just for me to take. Wonderful. So, where we're going to... We're going to save game next turn and try our best. That would be really cool to grab that city, because, you know, this way I get a third city pretty cheap. Life magic is not that powerful early on in just manipulating the combat. And many of my spells are most powerful with humanoid units. So for example, I got spells like Heroism that makes a unit immediately elite. But summoned units, they don't have an experience point system. I can bring up holy weapons, but my worst weapon here is the heal spell, I think. So, let's see. Bless won't work either. You know, we're going to have to rely on the heal spell there. I don't like that too much, but I hope that'll work out. It'll all come down now to the luck of the dice, but this game was always like that. There we go. I want to delay my heal spell as long as possible. There we go. So that's the point now where we're supposed to heal. The thing about the fight here is something that is worth mentioning. This spearman troop gets weaker the more people they lose. And my Guardian Spirit's power remains the same the entire fight, because every single unit here gets its own roll. So every single dude in that unit gets to roll the attacks. And as you see there, by staggering the heal as far back as possible, it was quite risky how I pulled it off. At the end, the spearmen were only half as powerful anymore, because we've already killed off half of these, so... it's a little bit of a thing to know about this game. We definitely will keep this city, because this is just awesome. I mean, it's not necessarily the spot where I would have settled down in the first place, but whatever, you know, that's just okay for now. So, Liray is a city with 4,000 citizens. That's brilliant. It's just like our starting town. And we're going to set up a smithy, because the smithy allows us to produce swordsmen. I don't want to start out with spearmen to begin with, because spearmen, they're just weak, you know? So, we're going to stay with something bigger. Good-o! So, I want to summon some unicorns quite badly, but I don't think it's possible at that point. We need 5 mana upkeep, and we need more mana than we got right now to cast the spell in the first place. Tariash, though, is able to build now. So, let's start out with what? Builder's Fall into Granary is always a quite solid choice, I think. And my capital is also happy. Wonderful! Like, that was one lucky catch. So as soon as one of my main cities here is ready, I'm going to let them produce one unit. Oh, you know what? No. Even better. We got 2 swordsmen at Tariash. Don't need them both right now. 1 unit is all I need right now. So I'm going to let my Guardian Spirit roam as soon as the swordsmen come there to hold this place. So race dead. Unit or hero back to the living. Summon Hero was also quite sick. Resurrection. Oh yeah, that's Resurrection is 1/6 spell. That's one of the nastiest tricks of life magic. All other mages lose their heroes permanently. Life magic doesn't. Life magic just freaking resurrects them whenever they die. At the cost of losing all your artifacts, admittedly, but it's still a very, very nasty perk. Ugh, I hate Brax, but whatever. It's, Brax is still better than no hero at all, you know? But admittedly not much. So, well, it's gonna be okay. I now trust the fact that we're not gonna get invaded in that one turn that my swordsmen need. So, Phantom Warriors. Ugh. Phantom Warriors are really nasty because they got one perk that allows them to completely ignore the enemy's defenses in a lucky case. It's quite infuriating. Alright. In a nutshell, this makes the Phantom Warriors hit like a truck. I need to recheck how that perk works exactly. It's been like 20 years, if it's enough, since I nerded myself really truly into this, so... Good-o! The marketplace is done, we got some better income now, and, well... let's see what we can do there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to churn out 2 more swordsmen and let them roam around with Brax. There's a couple of things that we can do here quite easily. So Liray has finished his smithy. That's the thing I meant there. I think it would be really awesome if the game would now give me a spot on that city that just ran out of building queue. It's one thing I really think the game would benefit a lot from that change. Because this way right now, it's very easy to miss a city that has nothing on its queue anymore. And you never want nothing on the queue of the city, just like that. Or at least not as a involuntary decision, you know. Nobody likes that. Okay, so let's see. More war bears. Okay, here's a tower. It's a chaos node, isn't it? Or is it just a volcano? Okay. Alright, that's just a regular volcano. Back in the old version, this was how chaos magic nodes looked like. Alrighty. So, hey! Free mana! Wonderful. What's that place? Golgut? Orcish town. Okay. So... let's do this. I'm not going to summon unicorns. I'm going to do something much nastier. We're going to slap a heroism on the sword fighters. This is one of my favorite tricks early on. So let's go. Well, let's visit that. Let's visit that place first. So life magic has this neat trick to just power up your units stupidly at almost no cost. So Golgut has 3 spearmen. It's actually a city of 6,000 people, so it does make sense that they are defended a tad bit better. Alright, capital brew. Now let's do this. Ah, well, I'm wasting a little bit of my mana, but whatever. So that thing has 2 movement points, doesn't it? Yes. Alright. So next turn, it can't fight. So we're going to slap that heroism now. Oh, wait a sec, Starfires. Yeah. Chaos and death creatures. Guess who's a chaos creature? Alright, that was probably not what I wanted to pull off here in the first place. But whatever. Oh, God. My dudes suck, man. So... beautiful thing about Starfires is the spell is dirty cheap. Damn, I could have went and annihilated all them dudes there already, but whatever. Like I mentioned before, the way I'm doing it now, it's providing way more XP, you know? Or I'm providing XP, period. So we got ourselves another swordsman there, and we got a heroism spell for the swordsman, but we're also going to apply that on our good buddy Brax there. Or, oh, wait a sec, no, we're not. Can't I abort that now anymore? Damn, I can. No! Just realized that I don't have the mana to support that. Ah, well, yeah, tell you what. Or can I disband you? Here. This will give me the mana I need. And we're going to wait it out over here. Until I got the second heroism slapped on Brax. Because it does not only make regular units elite, it gives the hero his first 3 levels also for free. These are the real power moves of life magic. because otherwise you would be really needing to wait for a darn long time for that. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Ugh. Alright. So, my man Brax has to take a detour. This is trouble, because these guys are ranged attackers, and I know that my swordsmen alone have trouble to tackle that. I didn't win yet, but both things you have sound really, really jealousy-inducing. Pet the dogs for me, please. So we're going granary into library and into shrine. I want to turn up the arcane potential, or utilize the low and meager arcane potential of the KLACKON species as fast and much as possible. So we're also not going to wait until these fellas are attacking any of our territory we're going in. Preemptively. So there's one really good trick about swordsmen. As they come with a large shield, so they have extra defense against ranged attacks, so that's one really, really cool feature. And if I remember correctly, let's see if that trick still works. Heroism is costly. It costs me 24 mana of my 80, but judging from my memory, these guys are now invulnerable, basically. Thing is, let's see. With a higher level, they gain more defense, all in all, and they gain more resistance. And the thing is, armor triggers for physical attacks. Resistance triggers for magical ranged attacks. Shamans use magical ranged attacks. So we have 80% chance to resist a damage for every one of these pips. So whenever they deal damage, I get to roll 8 dice to absorb that, so we should be fine. So chances are they're not going to deal too much damage to my boys. I at least hope so, you know. What a nasty behavior there. They're properly kiting, man. How dastardly. Alright. Let's give him some proper hammer in the face treatment. There we go. Probably I didn't even need the whole heroism thing in the first place. So... yeah. Elite swordsmen are just beast, you know? They're just slapping. So, let's see in the settings... AI animation speed. Let's see. Let's make that level 2. Right on. So, I'm going to wait this out for a turn. My man Brax needs some rest up. And, here we go. So now that fella is officially a commander. So as you see here, more attack, more defense, more resistance, more HP. And he's really much more powerful there. But honestly, Brax is one crappy champion. He's seriously one of my least favorite people to pick. But, well, what can I do? I'm just playing the cards that I got dealt, you know? So, barracks. Hey, how long have you been building housing already? I don't even want to know. That's something that bothers me, really. That's, so far, the only thing I really cannot stand about the new version, that you don't get a proper notification when... well, that doesn't really satisfy the building of a sawmill. This way you really miss out a couple of turns, and I think it's dead time to spend it into housing, you know? But whatever. Let's churn out a squad of engineers afterwards, so we can get ourselves some streets. Streets are also really good. Good-o. Granary, library, shrine. Especially since you're able to set up such long queues, that makes it even doubly cumbersome. Oh boy, we almost abducted the swordsman of Liray. That was not my intention. Okay, so let's save the game and see where this will lead us. So one squad of hellhounds, that should be really no problem at all. Because again, I forgot that I have Starfire, you know? I totally forgot about the Starfires. While hellhounds are quite scary adversaries, Starfire, you know, it does deal only damage to chaos and death creatures, but it's just, you know, if you're a chaos or a death creature, it slaps, and it's dirty cheap. It's dirty cheap for me. 6 mana, you know, and only 4 casting power. As an explanation, you have mana, that's my raw power, and I have casting power. If I ever run out of casting power, it doesn't matter if I have thousands of mana left. The casting power basically depicts how much juice I can spend in one battle before my mage needs to rest. I think that's the best comparison. Okay, so that was Child's Play. I haven't explored that node. Shame on me. 2 squads of hellhounds. I don't know. Don't want to bodiddle around with that. One sprite. Or 2 ghouls. Well, unicorn angel. Yeah, no. Those encounters with the sprites, though, we should be really able to deal with them quite easily. The swordsman I got should be really able to make short work out of them. And let's see, how much resistance does Brax have? 130%, so I definitely should try my luck with that. So warbears and sprites are, of course, a tad bit more problematic, because we still have to take care of the melee warbears. It's actually more problematic than the other way around. But let's see how we're faring against warbears in the first place. Probably giving me some insight about the outcome of that. So Bless would be not helpful, Holy Armor would be helpful to some degree, but I'd say I leave my mana for a heal if necessary. So these guys have 3 movement points, so we're kiting back. There we go. Okay, I'll let Brax take the initiative. There we go. Them swords insects kicking ass, like I thought. Elite swordsmen are just really, really dangerous. So let's see, what can we do there? Continue exploring. So we're not going to be able to do this. So that's fascinating. I like that. So we have now as a new feature in this game, sometimes you can go for a second level for a dungeon. That wasn't a thing in the old game. In the old game, it was one encounter, loot, and home you go. And now we got this slightly different appeal there. So I find that the war bears are really, really scary, but I don't think that these sprites should be scaring me at all, because my creatures have all insanely high resistance values, and I think that should be really doable. So we're taking the Swordsman of Liray into that, and then we're going to do an autosave, and then we're going to slap them. That's at least the plan, isn't it? So, oh, autosave was unnecessary. I'm also going to create myself a magic spirit, because if things were going out as intended, we're going to have a first mana node to capture after that. Well, let's just hope things go as well as as it looks like. But all in all, if I haven't misread the tooltips, this should be a really, really good one. Because the resistance of all my creatures is insane. So, well, so much about that. Ah, that's the difference between the elite units and the regular ones, I see. So let's try what happens if I retreat a portion of these. So is there, ah yeah, here, combat speed. Alright, there seems to be no range limit for these suckers, I see. And effectively they could kite out my swordsman forever, without them ever getting close to hitting them. This is quite brutal. Ah, yeah. The nature node power. Damn. Okay. So, well, no. We're going to try that once more. So, all in all, we were beaten by that. Resistance wasn't high enough. Well, not too much of a big surprise. Sprites are just, admittedly, they are the most powerful early game troop nature magic has in store for it. They only have the war bears and the sprites. That's all they have going on for themselves early on. And, as you saw there, the sprites are kicking butt quite hard, but, well, the war bears not so much. Anyways, let's try that again later, no problem. Bunch of phantom warriors, though. That sounds like something doable. So, well, sad about the mana I wasted there, but whatever. Mana comes, mana goes. So, farmer's market is done. We got a nice surplus of food now. Nice surplus of money. Only thing we need now is to learn to create some interesting troops there. Okay. We get ourselves some company there. So, go on in there. I'm lazy. Okay? We got that. I find that extreme kiting behavior of these dudes nowadays extremely problematic. Creatures weren't kiting that hard back then. Okay, so... Barbed cavalry, pretty nasty. Yeah, you need something that has higher movement than them. Exactly. So... let's hope they'll be able to withstand that. But usually, my experience was that elite units are so darn powerful. Heroism alone wins fights. And, yeah. That formula hasn't changed so far. Problem is, it's darn costly mono-wise. Oh, look, another fire elemental. That's gonna be easy. Okay. So, well... no, not like this. It totally resisted? Jeez. There we go. So, unit abilities improved. So at some point they'll have their max level on their own, and then we won't need that enchantment anymore. Here, Q complete. This is something that should be more prominent. This is not prominent enough. It's way too easy to overlook that. Anyways, I'm going to go for, what's that? Stag beetles. Ooh, or halberdiers. The fighter skill leads to the armorer skill. The armorer skill leads to the stag beetles. Ah, alright. To do the stag beetles, we need to go a tad bit further. So, yeah. Okay. Then armory it is. Let's send them engineers over there. And that's something I really feel like people are pissed about, rightfully so as well. The current version cannot give the engineers the command to build a road from city A to city B. That's a joke. Seriously. Seriously, the old game was able to do that. Why is the... I have no understanding for that. I really don't. I hope they'll fix that up. I mean, technically, it shouldn't be that much of a big deal. So... I consider myself optimistically here. Because it frankly said sucks to have to build your every road manually like that. And then things like these happen where you actually misclick. And then you have to redo it again. There we go. And so I'm letting Brax heal up there. That's okay. So what do we have on the halberdiers? Them dudes, can I get your entire character sheet properly, please? Damn. Obviously not. Well then, so they have only a melee attack, and well, compared to the swordsman, they come with a tad bit more... with a tad bit more oomph, a tad bit more armor, and a tad bit more payment. But all in all, I'm not down here so far. So the KLACKON have a total lack of ranged units, I just realized that. But on the bright side, those stack beetles, they are sick. They're just brutal. So, what to do next? What to do next? We could go and slaughter some orc spear fighters. I like the idea of that. But chances are that there's no more spear fighters only in that site. Let's check out the dungeons that are around me here. Sprites and giant spiders. Oof. That's a rough one. Well, we do have a lot of gold, though, so that's a good thing. Oh, Tariash, you are out of building queue. Since when? I don't even want to know. Judging on how often that happens to me, this is something that really needs a fix. Wait a sec, I can't... Are you kidding me? So I need to click special actions and then I can hit the Q button? Why not? Doom bats! Whoa. That's a bit big. So, whoa, that's another really nasty fight. And we got ourselves a library down. Nice. What's that? Gold ore? Okay. Oof. There's quite some nasty fights there. Okay, we got the fighter skill down. That's really good. And now we can go for the Armorer's Guild and the stables, and now we got those beasts. Going to go for some Halberdiers and some Settlers first, though. So here we got something to do still. Got something to do still. Wonderful. Hey, Toron, my man. Damn, I hate to see you. So, he got some nice item there, but, let's see. Alliance, Research Treaty, Trade Treaty. I bet that he doesn't want to do any trade or treaty there, but, there we go. I just wanted to know where I met that sucker. So, possibly I could seal off that area just with a city at a choke point. That would be massive. If anything else fails, we can use that land tongue there to cut him off there. Heavenly Light. The thing is, Toron relies on chaos magic. And as a life mage, I am quite toxic to that strategy, you know. Grendel. He has the same dwarven hero like I do, but his is called Grendel and mine is called Brax. I think Grendel sounds more badass, but whatever. Next time I could name my dwarf Grendel as well if I want to have a Grendel. Right on. So, X2, we got that here. Slingers. Oh boy. Halfling power. 1 unit for 200 gold. Well, slingers are really nasty suckers. But no thanks. But now that I think more closely about it, I should have hired them. But then, if I look at my wallet, I think it was a wise choice. So... Chaos nodes are more powerful, but, well... would need some node firsthand. So we don't need to worry about that too much. Okay. Building up that road network is really, really powerful. Okay. Oh boy! Another KLACKON town. Full of spearmen. Well, I'm going to save my game and try if I can wreak havoc upon them. Sometimes you can really slaughter everybody with some elite units. Let's see how that'll play out. Alright, let's go for quadruple speed here. Let's go for double again. So, thing about spearmen is they have a total lack of any special abilities whatsoever. They, you know, there's nothing about them. Nothing. So my plan here is to use Brax for tanking, and the sword fighters for the damage. God, those KLACKONs make disgusting noises. There we go. Plan worked out as intended. Spearmen are just not worth anything. But the good thing is, we get to claim a 7,000 people city with 2 nodes of silver ore, which is providing us even more money. So, that was an awesome catch. That was an awesome catch. Let's put in more workers there. That was good for us. So, I'm going to cancel the heroism spell on these swordsmen. They're going to be, they're going to keep guard here in Nitok. And, I'm going to send Brax around to scout around a bit. While I'm casually connecting my cities. And X2, again, I just like that. This is something that really I feel like that really needs to change. Because that really bothers me quite too often. Anyways, I'm going to pick up the swordsman. The least experienced swordsman, and then let's see, where can we settle down? So this is a real middle finger settling place towards Toron, and I'm going to take it. You know, let's give that man the finger. He's going to declare war on me anyways. Alright, cool. So far, so good. Whoa! Fire giants and fire elementals. These guys are really, really badass, because they come with a pretty sick ranged attack to begin with, and then they are pretty bad news in the melee as well, so... Double trouble package, that's all I can say. Alright. Our cities are coming along quite nicely. Whoa! Golgott is teeming with orcish warriors, man. That's, that ain't cool, dude. Oh well. What I do require is, just a proper hero, you know? So as soon X2 is done with building the Warriors Guild and all, we're going to churn out those monsters in any terrifying speed. So let's churn out the productivity upgrades there. And then, well... Total lack of ranged units on the KLACKON faction is a little bit disturbing, but on the bright side, you get such resilient little insects there that it's okay, you know? It's just okay. It's a fair deal, I'd say. So, let's get on the Piss Orf Square and make sure Toron won't get a foot in the door here. The bugs at Dimras will make sure he won't. Okay, so that's a pretty nasty trick, but it's not like he can't build boats and sail past me or anything. But at the same time, I really like to do these tricks as quick as possible because, you know, who wants settlers of the enemy faction on your own home turf anyways? Oh, what's happening there? Who are you and what do you want from me? You are halberdiers. So, well, I've got my own halberdiers and some swordsmen, so we should be fine. I even got enough mana to cast some heroism on them, so... No biggie. So you guys are just passing by, all right? Whoa. So negligible losses, it says. So let's send the familiar. Yeah, my man Brax, he's able to do this. So let's continue exploring. We gained more gold out of that. I mean, is there ever any reason not to continue exploring? I mean, if I don't want the fight, I can always chicken out. So, I don't see the particular benefit in not trying it. So, what's the end turn button? Enter. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can do this without heroism. Well, looking good. Alright, so some cheap experience for my troops. And nothing to spend on my side. What could be better? Okay, but I want to know where these dudes came from. So... Kali, right there. Ruthless and uneasy. See ya. Death Mage. So, that's basically the best lineup of enemies that I could wish for. One Death Mage and one Chaos Mage. So far, these guys are totally vulnerable to my schemes. Well, about... Lots of those bad reviews come from the fact that I think people just expected more, you know? And I gotta admit, if you put a price tag of 40 bucks on a game like this, you raise the expectation bar. That's something the devs probably brought on themselves. But apart from that, well, I always loved Master of Magic. I've been waiting for this remake since quite some time, and well, what can I say so far? It's Master of Magic. There have been a few changes. So the original version didn't have hex fields, for example. It was using squares. So that's a change. And due to the hex field changes, we also have one movement point per unit more than we had in the original version. So that makes things, if anything, more dynamic. And, well, I don't know. I didn't see that so far as something too dramatically bad. So, skeletons, eh? No? Not here, diplomacy. Who are you? Charade. Nature and death. Lovely lady. Alright, Nitok. Got its basics down. So, granary, shrine, sawmill. There we go. Dimras has grown into a real city. Ooh. Boy, oh boy. I want that. Or things like this here. The city of Taras. I don't see how much population it has until I click it. In the old version, you saw the you were way easier able to perceive the total amount of population in a city. I think all these little things, they sum up to something to nitpick about. I get it. I really get it. Is it enough for a mixed review? I don't know. I haven't played enough of it yet. But so far, I would say no. It actually ain't that bad. But it's, like I said, for that pricing, I understand what the people are moping about. Personally, so far, I see this game as a typical candidate for the, what's it called again? Mostly positive category. I'm personally loving the hell out of it, because I love Master of Magic. But admittedly, if I would be looking for something new and all, I would be probably a little bit disappointed. So let's spam the hell out of these stack beetles, you know? These things are behemoths. They are just they are scary, okay? I'll show you once I have one. So for now, I want to fall back to my capital. There was a little bit of an uncomfortable amount of enemy movement around me. So I want to fall back to my cities and make sure they are safe. Alright, that city has everything to do. I haven't heard from Muha Games before, ever. That's the first time that I hear from these guys. Another thing I saw criticized quite often was magic immunity? That hammer is giving magic immunity? I'm sorry, I got distracted. One other thing that I feel like the criticism is valid about is the fact that I don't want to talk bad about the work of the art department here or anything like that, but it surely doesn't look like a 40 bucks game, you know? I don't want to say, I don't want to put it down in the mean way, but it surely doesn't, you know? That's one problem there. So, but I think most of the reviews were just people with way too high expectations, the usual thing. Alright, so, does he have that thing equipped now? Didn't look like he does. Yes, he does. So, at, well, that should be all it takes to crush those things. They should have no chance. I didn't like the combat system of Thea, honestly. I totally dug the vibes and all, and how the game was made, but the combat system of Thea somehow turned me off extremely. Yeah, well, Age of Empires 4, I played it a while, and I feel like it's a full-on PvP product. And since I personally couldn't care less about PvP, I just feel like it ain't that much of a big deal for me. Whoa, those ranged units are so nasty now. That's one thing that has been... Wait a sec. I cannot hit them? Oh boy. So, I don't think that, okay, I haven't foreseen that. They're flying, you know. Damn. But honestly, the AI said there was a chance to win this. I want to resolve this via my little dude there. So you think that the combat in Thea 2 is better, but you still skip it sometimes? Yeah, well, I was sometimes thinking about whether or not I should grab Thea 2 or not, but somehow I didn't. Somehow I didn't. So game, show me how you do this. Because you see, there is a chance of a victory with negligible losses. I don't know how the game is supposed to do this. This is technically impossible, but I don't care. Oh, I've gained the Summoning Circle spell. And another thing that people are moping about is that the visual presentation of the game has changed. They, I think that was one thing the devs should have taken a little bit more attention towards too. There's for example, when you summon a creature, there was a summoning circle that really summoned that creature. Now it's just all that drawing. It doesn't feel like the old thing, or when you were killing an area, you had a quite spectacular pop-up for the fact that you just conquered some place. All these things feel a little bit dulled down, but seriously, is that enough reason to give it a mixed review? I don't know. Of course, stack beetles ready, guys. So these critters, you know, 16 melee, fire breathing, that means they can attack 6 times before the enemy gets to, and the defenses are absolutely decent. They have tons of HP, they have a decent resistance, and they have frickin' 4 movement points. These things are a nightmare for the enemy. They're a dream if you are using them. So we're going to staff out our cities now with these critters first. Oh, looky. I love it that everything is looking so adorable now, you know? I dig that. I really dig that. That's the point where I love the game. A lot of people are complaining that the graphics aren't good enough for them, but I don't know. I like it. But here, well, let's just say I'm feeling quite biased. So we're going to invest 5 gold per turn for the duration of the plague. No problem. That's, for example, something that has been changed too. In the old version, there were bad events like these, and then you just had to suck them up, period. And there was nothing you could have done about that. And now we get some fun ways of counteracting that. I even had it one time that I gained extra fame when I did something like that. Alright, so we gained that mana node. This mana node is now producing magic points here. We can turn our magic power into mana production, research production or casting skill training. The more casting skill training we do, the better we are at spellcasting. Surprise. So for now, I'm going to let Brax chill at that place here because I somehow stopped trusting him and his skills. And well, thing is, this guy just needs his level up quite badly. He just needs to reach elite level as fast as possible. But the good part is he's pretty close to that, 120 XP. Then we can drop the heroism spell. Or, you know what, we're just going to drop it right away. This will bring me my mana faster. This is good. But it was pretty much worth it. Although I think that Brax is one of the most atrocious heroes to be in the game with. He's just there's just not much to him. Alrighty. There come the beetles. So practically every single stack beetle is more of an army than my hero currently is, and that's quite depressing, I think. Well, I mostly recruit Brax only for one reason, to have a hero that can scout around for me. He's usually the first dude to get replaced in my hero roster. But until then, well, it's better than having no hero, you know.
It's a really sad game.
So there's so many better heroes to get early on. Zarina the healer, for example, she's on the top end in my experience. Or Bishan the dervish. This guy's also massive. He's not only a decent archer at the beginning, he's also quite often noble, and that yields 10 money more per turn, which is just amazing, you know. So we got a nice chokehold on this map so far. I'm churning out more of these fat critters, but I think I'll have to stop churning out fat critters after the next one. But anyways, it is, in my opinion, totally worth it, simply because we get to defend ourselves way better without it. And besides that, I have already quite a nice network here. I think the next thing to do would be then to go for more cities again, because I got myself quite the nice turf here. Or we're going to root out Golgut after that, maybe. I'm just a bit sad that we got just a crappy hero like Brax there. Anyways, we got one stack beetle here, we got one stack beetle there. I don't need third one so badly for the city defense, because I got a functioning road network. So we can... I think we're safe to grab Brax and go on a raid there. So, do we have somebody here? Yeah, the Swordsman of Ixtu. I personally like to put at least some troops on top of a mana node, just to make sure that I notice when it gets capped away, you know? It's so easy to not notice that that you just lost a mana node, and this way you can't prevent it already. So, this city, I'm going to... Ugh, the familiar will put in military production like that. Not allowed. I disagree. So we're going to go for the stack beetle spam. And that's where life magic can grow extremely scary, because not only do we get those stack beetles fairly fast, we also get elite stack beetles if we want to. That's where things go groovy. Alrighty, so let's see. That abandoned keep is still unexplored? How the hell? Let's check it out. So, a couple of phantom warriors. That's going to be fun. Alright, whatever. So let's chill on out here. And probably start churning out more settlers and such. There we go. So, X2 got the sawmill. Let's probably go into a bit of a city wall. And then we clap out some settlers. Or, no, not there yet. Stack beetle, then settlers. Alright, there we go. Ah, F is not for guarding and not for fortifying, it's for waiting. Keep forgetting that. Alright. So we don't have too many units, but the units we got are pretty powerful there. Stack beetles are among the most powerful standard troops that you get in the early game. So I would be interested in obtaining mana, or yeah, right. You would give me. You know what? I'm not interested in giving you any of my mana. Sorry. I need that stuff for myself. Thanks for asking, though. Yours sincerely. Screw off. Now then, I don't know where I could use my engineers at, so let's dump them at a central point of the empire. Dude, I'm not selling any mana. Go away. I want to summon myself some unicorns. That's what I need my mana for. There we go. So, we're going to go for... Oh, planar travel. That's pretty useless at this point. Dispel Evil. That's pretty nasty. Dispel Magic. I think I want to do this, because Dispel Magic is one of those really, really useful spells that you just can... You're just happy to have it. You know? It's just one of those spells where you're basically just happy that it's hanging around. Sometimes you just can't use it. So... let's ride on over to the Orc Town. Do casting heroes in your fortress help your casting? Well, I haven't had any heroes with that skill yet. I only had good old Brax. Tragic, isn't it? So, Liray is now able to spit out its own nasty little dudes there, or no? Why not? Her? What's hindering you? Ah, they don't have the armorer skill yet, I see. So, I am a little bit low on the food production at the end of the day, though. There we go. And that's something I really miss, the old animation where the creature just rises out of a summoning circle. I do understand that people are a little bit sad about the loss of that. But seriously, I mean, those animations are super beautiful. Like, the unicorns disappearing there for a second. Tell you what, we're going to wait for the unicorns. Hello there. What are you guys up to? Yeah, right. I mean, isn't that looking gorgeous? Alright. Let's intercept them suckers. A plague hits Natak. I'm going to spend some money on that. Okay. And now... let's go orc slaying. So... I wasn't, I was kind of like very tempted to go for summon heroes indeed, but I figured that with the unicorns, I guaranteed get a good unit, because the unicorns are really great. They have the natural enchanted weapons, they are teleporting, they have insane resistances, They're just a little bit of everything, you know. The only thing they are not, powerful fighters. That's true. But those resistances make them a highly defensive creature, and the teleporting is just insane. They can teleport to anywhere on the map. And for now, we're just going to leave the turn like that. I want to wait until the melee dudes are separated enough from the rest. So let's slow down the game and enjoy the stack beetle roasting some orc spearmen. There we go. One shot. Not a scratch on the bug. You see, that's why you have those. And as a and here one Brax as a comparison. I mean, on the bright side, he's killing off some dudes as well, yes, but it's just not the same. And I find it quite tragic when your standard unit is a lot stronger than your summoned than your hero. All right, here, look at that. This time the stack beetle needs 2 attacks. Now imagine what would have happened if the stack beetle would have been elite. But all in all, the teleporting ability from the unicorns is their major sales point. That's just such a powerful ability to have. Because this way, enemy ranged units will never be that much of a pain to deal with. So, oh, whoopsie, wrong button. So, Dispel Magic is down. Let's go for... Let's see. I do like Prayer. Prayer is amazing, because it gives a 10% chance for all the rolls of your dudes to succeed. And that might not sound like much, but at the end of the day, it really gives you an edge. It really, really gives you an edge. Because there's a lot of dice being rolled in this game, and due to that, 10% adds up to every single dice roll in this game. And that makes it quite big. Alright, we can increase our food production this way, so let's do this. And at the same time, it is about time to capture Golgut. I think this city has nothing against, has nothing in store against my troops. So let's have some fun. And then we'll have control over the majority of that area. Isn't that beautiful? Alright. For this one, I'm going to clap a heroism on my stack beetles, because that's just way more fun this way. So... Here. So, now they're even nastier. You know, as a elite unit, they get more attacks, and most importantly, if I remember correctly, they get also a bonus on their success ratings, so that's pretty amazing. Alright, so I think the best course of action is to just let them go close to me, and then clap them. It's really important that you keep an eye out on the enemy elite units as well. I mean, here it's merely a unit of spearmen, but the experience of those troops is what really makes the difference. Like, conscripts are always on the low end, and elite units are damn scary, you know. Alright, let's use Brax to clean up the situation. And, or unicorns can just, we start attacking from the back line here. There we go. But, yeah. Exactly, Abel, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. So, it's quite ridiculous how darn powerful those stack beetles are. But on the other hand, we gotta admit, the KLACKON, they don't have much going on for themselves apart from that, you know. It's basically like that species only consists out of one big fat unit. But on the other hand, that one big fat unit is so darn good that it's actually not that much of a bad deal, you know? I mean, check this dude out. He just took only 4 points of damage during the entire combat. That's pretty it's pretty fearsome. All right, so we're definitely going to take that city and keep it because it's just too good not to. It's going to be quite important for us. All right, so dear friends of this game, we're going to drop the ball at this point, because I think that's a great spot to join on in the next time. We have a nice little thing going on here. I mean, that's a pretty good empire, isn't it? And there's a couple of settlers coming in soon, and feel free to join me on the next one. So, if this was a video on demand for you, there's links to Discord and Twitter down there where I announce all the streams. You might hook yourself up if you want to. Feel free to leave a comment, a thumbs up, or a subscription. The subscription thing also can inform you. And last but not least, there are support links down there for Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me Coffee. I'd be really, really happy if you check them out. And a big thanks to all the supporters out there. Thanks a lot. See you guys next time, and have a good one.